later tonight.
Happy holidays. Happy Doomsgiving, everybody. Doomsgiving's Eve. I'm gonna play Doom. I unlocked this crazy skin. It looks I can't believe I have to say it, but it's almost a little much for Doom. He's got, look at his stupid big old horns and that giant chin. But we'll check it out. I'm also halfway through a cocktail because it's holiday time. I'm having a Johnny Silverhand. We are testing it out. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good drink so far. Yeah, he's got demonic abs. I'll let the cutscenes go because I want to see how stupid this skin looks.
Against all
Oh, that's gonna be way too loud.
that hell can conjure. All the wickedness that mankind can produce.
Alright, sorry about that. I had to crank it up for Witcher. It's just a quieter game. Oh, good morning, Jojo.
Only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
Full bottle of wine in, opening the scotch now. Nice! Very nice! Yeah, tequila, old-fashioned splash of beer. Cerveza with chili on the rim. Yeah, no chili. Didn't go with the rim, but trying the rest. Pretty good. Pretty good. So the tequila old-fashioned can be made with bitters, but actually I think we added a twist of lime, which helps a lot. Have you talked to that RSK dude? Nah. It was a disconnected event, so it wasn't worth pursuing. Nobody did anything wrong. Did you use how to drink recipe? No, I don't think so. Is there a lore reason why the moon got shattered? They don't say. Uncanny Flower Pig. Thanks for the prime. That looks ridiculous. He looks like a demon.
Has been consumed by the invaders.
Did he have like little claws, little nails?
Signal locked in.
Good God.
Target is marked, but the signal will not hold for long.
For it is he that they fear, not man, or his armies. They fear the mark of the beast.
Oops. Okay. No helmet. Yeah. I guess you can't animate that stupid thing. Also, what would happen with his mouth? They try very hard to like make the skins work in all the animations and cutscenes, but I think some you just can't get around. That would have been... I don't know how that would have worked. I think it was mistimed? It does kind of seem like he's angry laughing the whole time. Right, the teeth to chatter. It's like a rattly skull. It looks so dope. It is deep into like edgy 13-year-olds like scribbling during math class type shit. Like, what if there's a demon and he's got big old claws, but he's got metal parts in there too? And I mean, that's Doom. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, like wind-up teeth. Doom was the first game with an online deathmatch. Really? I actually didn't know that either. I tried playing deathmatch in original Doom, and that was wild, man. I like how, in the absence of any sort of, like, progenitor of that, they went bananas with it. You go so fast in Doom deathmatch. I don't know if there's a shooter that's as fast as Doom 1 on, like, multiplayer. Because it is absurd. Like, even Quake 3 is not Quake 3 may be about as fast, maybe. But it's also in 3 dimensions, so I don't know. I think it was like... I actually never played it for the PC growing up. I didn't have PC growing up. So my only exposure to Doom 1 Deathmatch is playing the Xbox Live version. Holy shit. It's fine. It's fine. Whoop. Slipped on those stairs a little bit. SNES Doom with Mario Paint mouse, probably faster. That's true. That's true. You get 4 Super Nintendos, land that shit together. 4 SNES mice. Get the boys over. Get your artisanal water infuser and top it up with G Fuel.
Remains guarded. You can't.
Yeah, he got big old demon claws. Big old evil fingernails. That seems to be a flash of the scene where they discover him the first time and he's telling them about the demons. I do wonder about the visions you get when you kill a hell priest. Maybe there's some kind of like bullshit where since you're severing the tie of hell energy, it's fucking with the time realm or something. I don't know. Gasparisme? Or hello. Hello. Doom having deathmatch is one of the biggest reasons of why it got to be more popular. Do you think?
Demonic consumption of Earth has been reduced.
Yeah, maybe.
36.
Especially if like you can just, if you like it and you can install it on your friends' computers and be like use the shareware version, right? Or like a pirated version. That viral spread. That makes sense. I love when you play this hundreds of times you start making your own lore. Yeah, I mean it's because your brain's got to do something. You just start naturally exploring the negative space. Of like what's hinted at in cutscenes. That shit, what I really appreciate is when that stuff is done on purpose. When weird little unexplained bits are sort of forcibly inserted into an otherwise linear narrative. Because it really does give you that, it does give your brain something to chew on. Like the 180th time you're playing a game. And what's so strange is like, when we think about replayability, we typically think about it in terms of like, well, did you give me a meter to fill up? Like, if there's a reason for me to play it multiple times, surely there's a meter. And I guess technically Eternal does have meters. It has, like, cosmetics that you unlock via in-game experience. So there is that, but it's not front and center. I think the appeal of it is more in, like, the game design and the fact that the AI is so goddamn frustratingly good at fucking you up that it's more the randomness of the game. Which kind of gives it almost a, roguelike flavor. Very interesting. Hey, what's up, Lootbox? It's good to see you. Happy holidays. I'm just killing demons. Another day in the demon mines, killing demons. How do you like the Cultist Slayer? I only just started using it. I'll have to see more cutscenes. It's pretty wacky. What do you have to kill to open the stupid door? There we go. Maybe there's just a couple. You have to like reduce numbers by a certain amount. So I think you can just double jump up there and grab it. No, you can, but I missed. I saw the prompt. All right. What does hitting the bell do? Nothing. Literally nothing. Oh. Love to see you get hooked on Age of Empire. Also, I'm drinking Bullet. Solid choice. Good drinkable bourbon there. I feel like Age of Empires is a game I could get hooked on. Which is maybe why I kind of don't grab it. I kind of file Age of Empires right alongside XCOM as like games that would consume me if I let them. Wait. How are all these dudes just like right here? Still waiting for Eternal to come to Game Pass for PC. Oof, that's a big ask. That would be crazy good. I would support that, but big ask. So far, it's only been Microsoft games. Well, I guess, yeah, that counts as Microsoft now. I'm just trying to think of, like, huge AAA simultaneous releases. And it's like Forza, presumably Halo Infinite. Sea of Thieves. That was almost like an early access launch. Crusader Kings 3? Okay. Okay. I don't know that, like, Crusader Kings, I think, doesn't really fall under that, like, mass market AAA. But then again, I don't even know if Eternal was trying to be that anymore. It had cutscenes and stuff, but it was not a... Eternal was not made as a, Yeah, not necessarily AAA big for PC. It's a good point. Oh, it's on sale for 20 bucks. There's definitely $20 worth of video game here, for the right kind of, or right for a particular kind of player. Oh, feels good, man. I don't think I got the end. Nope. Hey, 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 hey. There. Shit. Don't spawn above me. Yeah. Climb up. Getting noticeably better at sniping? Yeah, maybe. I'm certainly getting more used to this mouse and this mouse pad, which I think is helping. It's also just something I've been working on a little bit. Anything that can improve DPS. Like higher DPS means demons die faster, means less volatile fights. It's a silly thing, but I'm really, I think, starting to learn that it seems so obvious, but like, the more relentless you are, the safer you are. I guess there truly is like push forward combat or offense first combat, but you are allowed a grace period. Like when an Arachnotron spawns in, they have a little flourish. When he comes up, he goes rah. It like, if you're constantly ahead of the rhythm, and you can use those beats to kill every time instead of damage or like scramble around because you don't know what to do. Like, as long as you're on top of the rhythm of the game and you get kills when you need them, then the numbers don't stack up and you don't get pinned in and you don't have to start making choices. Like, if the choice is to just murder, it's a lot simpler. Yeah, Rip and Tear. That's it's something that I think sometimes I do like more of a cinematic fight. I do like more of a brawl. So I think sometimes I have to fight my own instincts sometimes when it's just like trying to take it easy and like letting the enemy come in and find their seats before I start shooting. No. Shoot them in the parking lot. Shoot them when they're coming through the door. Again. Okay. Fuel cooldown was almost up, so...
Forget about the future.
Fuck.
Is to be present.
There we go. Square Sama, thank you for the resub. Is Doom Eternal a good starting game? If you wanna like get into the groove, I would really suggest Doom 2016. Because you could, depending on like how serious and melodramatic you want to get about it, Doom 2016 is almost like a tutorial for Eternal. And it's a fun ride. There's great music, good it's a really good package, and it's I think available on Game Pass on Xbox. It's got to be cheap on PC.
To suffer is to be present.
You had to unlearn your Doom 2016 strats. Yeah, I still think it's better coming to Eternal from 2016 than just coming from nowhere and having to adapt to like dash and resource management and weapon switching and all these like there's just tons of basics I think that I promise this isn't condescending, but if your bank of shooter experience is in something like Halo or in Call of Duty, it's going to be an adjustment. It was an adjustment for me, and I thought I was familiar with arena shooters or boomer shooters. So that's kind of where I'm going from. Doom 2016 is $6. Yeah, it's super worth that. It's just a great single-player experience. And if you like single-player shooters, and there really haven't been that many in the last decade, I should amend that. There have been a lot of very good ones, but they're not the like people aren't just dying to make them single-player like cinematic experience campaigns. Oh, Funky Monk, thank you for the sub. Thank you for watching. What's good, Blue Fuse? Tequila and Doom. I've also got a Seagram's 8% ABV hard seltzer just chilling on my desk waiting for me. This Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for cheap malt liquor.
Nearby. She is inside that
automatic links? Eh? What's going on here?
On your HUD.
Are there grown-up adult words getting thrown around in chat? What's happening here? Cinematic? Thank you for the sub.
The gathering of hell priests is located just above your location.
Oh, Yo-Yo, thank you for the sub.
There is a lift at the center of this facility.
Oh, Mr. Salazar, thanks for gifting us a Locked Cutie, thank you for the prime. Captain Awesome, thank you for the prime. I saw a couple of chat messages that seemed a little heated, seemed a little chilly. A little chili pepper.
The con maker is present at this gathering, but when outside of her
I technically started it. Well, okay. Hey, at least you admit that. It's Thanksgiving, man. We can't be getting into slap fights on the internet. I mean, maybe we can. I gotta admit, it's fun sometimes. It's fun sometimes. And it's kind of hard to know where the barriers are. You played Dusk in a Medieval? Oh, yeah. I've been big proponents of both those games. I think I couldn't quite understand why Dusk seemed to hit and a Medieval, like, people just weren't talking about it. And I kind of like a Medieval a little bit more, but I also haven't played Dusk all the way through. I guess I haven't finished a Medieval either.
Of the non-believers. You will not save them from this.
Yeah, I think I like a Medieval a little bit more. That's so dumb, man. It looks like a bad shooter from like 1996. You're a demon, and then you shoot demons. Well, you're like a metal demon, and you got tubes in you.
You cannot interfere.
It's so perfectly like edgy 90s.
It's humanity's chance.
The open mouth. He's just getting bugs in there all the time. He's coughing. Let's do it.
The will of the con maker.
activating the portal now.
It was you who was to force it.
How many times has Lawdog finished this game? I've been catching and playing it off and on for the entire run. Total, maybe 4 or 5 times.
I do not have the means to locate the second Hell Priest. Your celestial locator is missing a component. We will need a replacement.
Yeah. Automatic links. It turns out that there are women on the internet.
The redesign of your equipment.
You might have to get used to the idea.
Flame Belch is now ready for your approval.
Sun Crusher, thank you for the sub. Yeah, I get to upgrade. United, how's it going? Pretty well. I'm sipping on a nice drink. Captain Cool, thank you for the sub.
The portal is activated and
Flame Belch. Yeah. Automatic. You may not be aware. I keep a close eye on chat. You can't just dive in here and start trolling for fun. I'm gonna notice. So I don't mind a fun troll now and then. You just gotta know. You're not operating in the shadows here. Do I work out? I used to work out a lot. It's been a while. I took a break being like, you know what? I'm gonna step off of lifting weights for a while, and I'm gonna really drill down on diet. 4 months of extreme dieting, and I'll be down to like a good weight, and then I can dial up my calorie intake and go back to lifting weights. But yeah, that did not happen. For a million different reasons. I just have a hard time cutting calories. The man said as he sipped on an alcoholic beverage. But it's Thanksgiving. Come on now. Oh, I gotta pay attention. So that's something I've been trying to figure out. I think if I like approach the problem, I may just have to be like, look, it's just very difficult for me to cut calorie. To like reliably cut. I want to say I can probably do at that 2,000, 1,800, somewhere in there if everything's under control. But yeah, you can eat as much as you want as long as you get rid of it somehow. I've tried though not tracking and then also doing like insanity 5 times a week, and I still didn't burn enough calories to result in any meaningful body weight loss. So I'm still trying to figure out. Like I'm trying to figure out what's the actual solution for my mind and my body, to make it so that I can either manage diet or manage hunger or reduce the prep or the decision making necessary to like roast a ton of vegetables so I have that to eat instead of other things. One of the things I noticed, and honestly this is what I'm kind of working through right now, is that I really like coffee, but coffee upsets my stomach. My stomach being upset makes it actually really hard for me to understand how hungry I am. To some degree, having an upset stomach actually makes me eat less because I don't know how hungry I am, because it's just kind of uncomfortable down there all the time. But then I think, well, if I eat something, it might make my stomach feel better, and sometimes it does. So if I have an upset stomach, it kind of leads to me comfort eating in a different way. So I have to stop that. So my latest initiative, I'm just going to cut out coffee until... I'm saying this to kind of keep myself accountable. I'm not going to have coffee until next year. I'm going to give myself like a month and a half. Alcohol's not great for my stomach either, but I think if I cut out coffee entirely, that should give me time to recuperate. So... or give my tummy time to be fine with whatever's going on down there. So I'm hoping that once my stomach goes back to a normal state, that my motivating factors for eating will change. Have you tried more fiber in your diet? I mean, I have, yeah. This is not what you mean, but I have like 1 protein bar a day, and it's got like 50% dietary fiber because it uses that like fake sweetener or emulsifier in it. I don't know which one it is, but anyway, it's got that thing that some like protein stuff has that just gives it crazy high fiber on the FDA label. You probably mean like more vegetables. That's kind of it, really. Diet in a dietary sense. I think if I made my staple vegetables, which again is an obvious thing to say, I just got to figure out a way to make like 50% of what I eat vegetables. Is this a G Fuel commercial? It is now, because G Fuel gives me the coffee lift I need without the stomach irritation. So, no joke, on for stretches where I try to go without coffee to give my stomach time to recuperate, I typically lean on tea and G Fuel. I give up high-calorie breakfasts. Yeah. G Fuel coffee? They do have coffee flavors, which I think would make for a good, like, latte kind of drink. G-Milk. Switching from Red Bull to yerba mate recently. I love the way that makes me feel. Really. Tea Fuel. They have iced tea flavored G Fuel. Keep going around this block. I am sponsored by G Fuel. Gotta disclose that. So, my plugging of theirs is because I'm getting paid to. What's his goal here? To beat the game without dying? Yes. Directly, yes. My goal is to beat the entire single-player campaign on the hardest difficulty without dying. The catch there is that there is an in-game upgrade that actually technically lets you die once. Gives you like one death, and then that's it. It's burned for the rest of the use. So technically, at its most technical, you can die one time. My MO for the last little bit has been having a week of letting myself have snacks here and there, and then a week of no food but meals, and it seems to be going pretty well so far. Anytime I get the urge to snack on my good week, it's easy to hold it off by reminding myself I can have snacks next week. Yeah, Ianu, that's kind of what I need to do. I had to figure out how to trick my brain into... Like, I have to manage my brain's desire to be impulsive or to comfort eat. With some management technique. I have to figure out some structure that delivers me under calories, but also lets me rest assured that I will still get that emotional satisfaction that I want. I honestly think a big part of it, a big problem that I've had is just setting aside the time to like batch roast vegetables, and then doing it well so they taste good and have pleasing texture, and that really is just a function of as soon as you get them from the grocery store, immediately prepare them. I'll get them from the grocery store and then like roast them a week later, and then the flavor's off and the texture's off, and it's just not ideal, and then I don't want to eat it even when I'm hungry because it's just a little off. So yeah, that's something I've been trying to figure out why I'm lazy about that. You a sweet tooth guy or a yummy carb guy? Probably yummy carb. Yeah, I like crunchy salty things. The one healthy thing that I've seen that gets close to that texture is sauteed sugar snap peas. Because if you saute them like the right amount, they still have, the pod is still really crunchy and thick, and then you can salt it and put garlic on it, and then it's like, all right, this is kind of close to a salty, crunchy snack. It's close enough. So I just need to get better at ordering them and preparing them on time. So they're just like, oh, one of the other things that I did recently is I got, I ordered a new set of like storage Tupperwares, but the way that these serving things came out, it was a bunch of smaller ones with like ventable lids. So maybe what will help reduce the overhead is if when I like pan saute it, I just portion it out. So I just have all these little snack packs that I can grab out of the fridge and then microwave straight away. Something to further reduce the like friction involved with doing the right thing. Yeah, plan a few days ahead, you're right. I keep getting caught behind and I'm just like, I want something now, and then I order something from DoorDash and try to like mentally portion it out, but that's always just really fuzzy. Also, yeah, Lund, you're not wrong. Hitting those vapes does kind of throw the inhibitions out. I mean, it's helpful because at least you're not taking in alcohol calories like I am right now. But it's pretty possible to make those calories up and then some on other things. At least that actually has some nutrition involved, or like fiber or something. Whereas alcohol has actually nothing at all. Roasted cauliflower with curry powder? Yeah, I like roasted cauliflower a lot. The smell can be intense, especially if there's curry powder on it. What are you drinking? This is a Johnny Silverhand. Tequila old-fashioned, splash of cerveza, twist of lime, chili on the rim. So good.
They are still of sentinel blood. What you interfere with.
What's the deal with the wolf? Is Valhalla heaven in the Doom world? They've never explicitly said. The Night Sentinel have been shown to have the ability to continue existing in spectral form before. There was a brief mention about how, with the aid of like space magic, the Argentinur were able to find a way to let their elite warriors sort of ascend and sort of stay in spectral form. Same with the king, which you just saw. And they also have like trusted and valued battle hounds that accompany them to the spectral realm. And it is a sort of like Argenti. So I think it's Argenta. The Argenta live on Argentinur. Or Argenta is used to describe things that are of Argentinur make. It's like the buildings in the society. I don't know if that applies to the people. The people might be Argenti. Who knows, man. Already a little too in the weeds about it. Actually, I take that back, and I'm offended that I said that in the first place. There's no such thing. Whoa! Crap. Okay. Woo! Damn it. Oh, Samurai. Yeah, maybe I missed your sub, and I apologize about that. Want to thank you again for the Doom streams and your kind words. Much love from Canada. Ah, well, much love from the United States. Yeah, I appreciate that, and I apologize for missing it. I do that sometimes. Yeah, bad streamer. I feel like there's a lot of Norse mythology influence. Doom kind of hunts and pecks and borrows a lot from a lot of things.
Sentinel
Yeah.
battery can be used to provide
Oh,
additional power.
got raided from Muscle Party? Hello.
Several modules remain unused.
Is it still on the way?
More batteries will enable
Is that
you
why
to
the Marauders have evil
multiple
pups?
functions of your
Yes, it is.
administration.
I didn't think about that, but you're right. That makes sense. Any thoughts on the Game Awards? Not really. It is upon us again. I am really curious to see how the production's gonna go. Like, doing any kind of live event now during another COVID resurgence is gonna be a pain in the ass. So, I'm just kind of excited to see what Games Master Jeff Keighley has put together. It's a nice position to be in, if I'm being honest. Lana better win. Oh, the, like, forward voice category or whatever. Welcome, Toad holders. Hello, from Muscle Party. You'll all be glad to hear I think I've made the decision to start lifting weights again. Which was kind of what I was kicking on before. Hey, if I'm still gonna overeat, I might as well put on muscle mass while I'm at it, right? So now my theory is maybe, or at least be developing or hypertrophy while I'm trying to cut weight. Because just focusing on diet alone wasn't enough. But yeah, hello everyone. I am ready to rejoin the muscle party. Just get big, why not? Lift heavy things and put them down. I will. In smooth, controlled motions. Exercising specific muscle groups that I choose. Keep lifting wherever you are on diet. Keep lifting. Yeah. It was, yeah, you're right. It was foolish of me. I was a fool to think that I could. Running is a real good way to slim. Yeah, if you're also watching your diet, probably, but I ran so much. I mean, I was overeating, but I want to say like 15 years of my life were dedicated to just putting in mindless hours of running. So I don't want to do that again. Lifting weights is way more fun than running. Listening to music is fun, but I can do that and lift weights, so...
There is a sentinel core nearby.
Possible alternative when it comes to just garbage cardio is exercise bike. I can wedge my Switch into it and then play Switch games while I'm biking. But I feel also it's just like if all I'm doing is just like light cardio, I just need to not eat those 200 calories. But I probably will, so I just keep going around it. As soon as I put the conditioner in my hair, the fucking smoke alarm starts going off. Won't turn off. Wave a towel in front of it. Open a window. Nothing. Go to the garage in a towel soaking wet mine to grab my ladder. Thing has no shut-off button. Hold on. Take the battery out. Still going. Have to flip the breaker. Flip it back on, and it's still going. Somehow find the one 9-volt battery in my house to replace it. So your alarm goes off when it's low on battery? That is harsh. Usually there's just an annoying chirp. You get what you want to be. It's a marathon, not a race. Yeah, you're right. I just have to make sure that I'm on pace, you know? And it's like, the pace expectation keeps changing the older you get. It gets harder and harder to lose weight, burn less and less calories. run a trailer by my house in Lancaster every morning. Do you have any good recommendations? Run a trailer. Julian, Julaine, excuse me, what are you into? Yeah, I'm 23. Oh, trail. All right, that makes way more sense. This is going to be a little obvious, but for running, it's really hard to go wrong with the Hotline Miami soundtrack. Real hard. The Crystal Method made a song specifically for running. That was like a tie-in with some Nike wearable tech back in like the mid 2000s. It's a really good running album though, because it's got a really solid beat the whole way. It kind of like ramps up in intensity and kind of wraps back down. I'm not 23. I'm also not 35, but I appreciate the confusion. Bones theme song, Crystal Method? I guess I never watched Bones, so. Shit. It's my running music for tomorrow. Awesome. Enjoy. It might put you in a pretty rough spot. What's the album called? The Crystal Method one? It's like called Nike Plus Run or something like. Let me check. I remember having to like download it from iTunes because it was like an exclusive, and then I had some app to convert it to MP3, which is actually really hard because they bake DRM into every single fucking file you download off of iTunes. It sucks. You basically have to remux it. Anyway. Get out of here. Albums, bang. Okay, I think YouTube Music is so trash that it's like separating the uploaded albums. Like it can't. Oh, there we go. I have to go to uploads. Boy, that sucks. That sucks so bad. And it doesn't even separate them into albums? Are you serious? Okay, here. It's called Drive. There we go. YouTube Music blows. Man. Alright, it's called Drive. I don't know if you can find it now. Yeah, YouTube Music sucks ass. I really don't like it. I tried because I like Google Play Music a lot, and YouTube Music is straight up just like a subset. It's less. It's straight up less. Nothing about it is better. Everything is worse. Ah! Oh, okay, I'm up here now. Fucking... I was monkey barring, god damn it. Shit! Yeah. Samsung Music is a great alternative to the lack of a Google Play. Really? I don't have a problem with YouTube Music separating things by album. I mean, I don't either. What bothers me is that when you search, like, there is a very explicit wall now between the music that you upload and the music that is on their service. Before it would, like, collate them together, which meant that you had one library. Now they're explicitly separate, which I guess if I just have to remember which are like the albums I bought years ago and which are the ones I've been listening to through the service. You listen to podcasts while work it out. Use it as a timer so I run for that period of time. Not really, no. I don't listen to many podcasts. I'm probably missing out on a fair amount of enrichment, but I don't know that I could really listen to people talk while I'm working out. I feel like it'd be too distracting. I just need music to kind of give me a vibe and a lift. Ended up switching to Apple Music. Surprisingly, I enjoy it. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, I think what I'll probably do is just switch to Spotify for most of my listening, and then if there's like music that I know I bought, or like remix albums or mashup albums or community project stuff that's just not going to be an official thing, I'll just rely on YouTube music uploads for that, which is kind of lame. I haven't talked to the internet. We're on a hiatus. It's kind of complicated, but basically like it was this weird mix of it's kind of hard to explain, I guess. Oh, did I get the... I don't think I got the one in... Yeah, I didn't get the one in... I didn't. Okay, I gotta remember to go back for that. Can't you upload your own music to Spotify? I guess you can. That's okay if you just don't wanna. Oh, I do. It's... I don't... Listen, like, sitting down and talking with friends is not hard at all. I love it, and I miss it. It's the fact of, like, editing it and uploading it and doing all that stuff. Basically, Bruce and Criken were kind of running out of time to do those things, and I had volunteered to do it, thinking that like there would be other investment, and then there was no time for that additional investment. So it's like, okay, well, I'm kind of... I didn't want to be in the position of basically doing all of the mundane logistic work for it, and that's kind of how it was shaping up because no one else had time to do those things. So I'm like, well, all right. Like the podcast that Alana does. Me too. That is a very good podcast for seeing a bunch of different and very honest angles on game making and game production. Get 100% Ultra Nightmare. No. I'm going to try to beat it, and that's it. Maybe if I get bored of beating this game on Ultra Nightmare, if I just... someday it just doesn't interest me anymore, I will attempt to 100% it, but that is not now. Welcome back, Dueling. You've used your one copy pasta spam. I hope it was worth it. Please don't do that again. But welcome, Hank. Hank has entered the chat. What section of this game usually gets you with past attempts? Usually it's Cultist Base, the third level, or the one after this. Lately it's been Super Gore Nest, or pretty much, yeah. Once you get to Super Gore Nest, it's just down to just random bullshit getting you. We get a copy pasta spam. Yep, everybody gets one. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta turn off follower mode. Or do I? I probably do. Did we each get a copy spam, or did he use it for all of us? You each get one. That wasn't very good. Time for a dick. Oh, wait. You're not... Like, that's... I would allow it, but I think that might be against Twitch TOS. Like, that might be a... That may be one... That one may be above my pay grade. Twitch don't like that? Yeah. I'd be okay with a dick or two in chat, but... This isn't my house. I just rent a room here. Oh, Jojo, don't worry about it. I honestly don't think that was the issue. Plus, it's just kind of like, you know, a bunch of people get together doing a thing. People get all hopped up on that internet. It's no big deal. Twitch pays people? No, dude, I know. Where did you get that idea? I'm doing this for fun, bro. Whenever, once a week or once a day. Or one until you forget we took one, knowing that I never forget. Yeah, it's mostly that one, that last one. You're relying on the, you're relying on my very flawed long-term memory. Plus, like I said, I got a tall boy of seltz. Oh, I put it back in the fridge because I'm working on this silver hand. But I got a tall boy of seltz, so my memory is going to rapidly dissolve once I'm playing Witcher tonight. Maybe either Witcher or Beat Mania, because I got the bug last night. I was listening to USAO tracks on YouTube and I was like, shit, it's been a long time. What's the silver hand made of? It is a tequila old-fashioned with a splash of cerveza and chili on the rim. We changed it a bit by giving it a twist of lime, which I think is a really good modification. There are a couple different ways to make a tequila old-fashioned, but we went with Angostura bitters because we couldn't find lime bitters. And honestly, I don't know that any average person is going to be able to get lime bitters. What kind of tequila? I think it's just, oh. What kind of silver? Can't remember the brand. It's the rectangular one. I remember the bottle more than the name. Oh, El Jimador? Yeah, there you go. You know, you can pretty much find that anywhere. It's not like it's artisanal. It's not Patron, no, but I feel like this game would be so much worse at 30 FPS because it would. The fuck is a tequila old-fashioned? Whiskey or brandy is the way to go. You should try it before you knock it. I mean, old-fashions are not that complicated, alright? You're just putting just sugar and liquor and then swirling a fruit around in it. It's... I don't know. Old-fashions somehow became the de facto drink for dudes who don't order cocktails to be cultured about, so... It's like, an old-fashioned is not like the pinnacle of gastronomical culture here. Old-fashions are very good, yeah. Most liquor with sugar is pretty fucking delicious. Sorry, I feel like I'm being dismissive. I guess I am literally being dismissive. There I go being Lawrence again. My bad. Damn it. Jump! There we go. Fuck. Old fashions aren't noteworthy until you have one from a hipster bar and then it changes your world. I mean, I could see that. Most cocktail bars are not going to serve like a particularly well-made old fashioned. It's just going to be syrup and like Jack or something, and then like Marciano juice and a cherry on top, which is technically not how you're supposed to make it. You're supposed to like use cube sugar and all that shit, and then like melt it into the drink. So yes. Having a properly made cocktail served in the proper atmosphere can certainly change your appreciation of a drink for sure. I think there's a lot too to if you watch somebody make a drink and they make it well and they like measure things properly and do things in the right order, and it's not just somebody pouring shit into a solo cup and then sliding it across the bar, like that also kind of puts you in a different frame of mind to dissect and enjoy a drink. That said, sometimes I wonder about that, like the same drink. I really think the frame makes the painting sometimes when it comes to like food culture, which is why plating is important. Like it's not that people are stupid and they don't understand. No, it's all very important. So sometimes I wonder, it'd be fun to do an experiment where you have like a dive bar and there's like artisan cocktails but pre-mixed in jugs, and then people just pour it out like it's a syrup and then serve it. And like solo cups with ice versus another cocktail bar where dudes with wax mustaches and aprons like are busting out tiny little torches and like smoking cocktails properly and stuff. I'm pretty sure I know what the result would be, but you can taste a lot with your eyes, yeah. And also like in your sinuses, aromas are important too. It really influences how you perceive flavors. Tiki drinks are more fun in tiki bars, case closed. 100% right. 100% right. When the lighting's all low and there's like tiki records playing, you're all up on that fruit juice and rum. I used to own a restaurant. A lot of it has to do with looks. Oh, I didn't know that, Kogan. I can see other versions of my life where I would be in food service somehow, either owning a restaurant or being like a chef or a server. War Boner, thanks for the sub. Keep doing you. I will keep playing Doom. Elephantum, thanks for gifting a sub. Moradin Noob, thank you for the sub. Hey, thank you for the cheer, Elephantum. Also, ooh, Elephantum. Sorry, I missed your comment 30 minutes ago. I hope you're still around. Sorry to interrupt the diet combo. I was wondering if you're into 3D printing in any way. It has now become my second hobby after gaming, and I adore it. I can't say that I have really. I think it may just be a lack of imagination on my part. I tend to think that like I have everything I need in my life already. I don't need a machine to sort of summon 3D shapes out of the ether. But again, that may be. For owning a restaurant, it was a pain in the ass. I did it for the last 6 years, but COVID kind of put a stop to that. I'm sorry that COVID got you. Yeah, that's bad. Which, by the way, I thought about this, but I didn't want to do another like overt charity stream just after doing Stack Up so recently. I don't want to get in the habit of asking you guys for money like every other week. But at this time, I'm gonna make a donation to my local food bank. It's easy in LA because it's just called LA Food Bank. But I would encourage all of you guys to think about people who are legitimately struggling for food or work this time of year, and maybe use Google, punch up a little bit, look up your local food bank, and just toss them some money. I can't assume that that's like the most direct way to help the problem, but it's a good one. And if you feel really inclined, you can do a little Googling about all the various like you can find their rating and stuff like that. I'm lucky because the LA Food Bank's pretty straightforward about the way they spend money. But yeah, just keep that in mind. If you have the good fortune to be able to eat well today and tomorrow, maybe break off $10, send it on to your local food bank. I'm telling you to do it locally. I don't want to siphon all your money and give it to LA. But yeah, I've seen pictures of those food lines and they're kind of scary. Have you checked out Proteus? Not yet. No. I will definitely do that. Because I'm really interested in that game. And like Project Warlock and a couple of other like boomer shooters that have come out. Do you plan on getting an RTX 30? I don't know. Those new AMD cards look really good too, but if those are going to get scoured on by bots, then I'll buy the first one that's available. It's a supply issue. Safeway by my house does a thing where you can buy a paper bag and they fill that bag with food and send it to a food bank. Yeah. That's all, like if it, not that everyone has to do that, but that's, it's more than nothing. And that means that's some more people that get to eat or not worry about it for a little bit. That's kind of the big thing, I think, is making sure that people don't have to worry all the time. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, go to the restroom, and I'll be right back. See you guys soon. Back on the clock, killing demons. Borg Ninja. Yeah, Married with Children kind of was the ultimate wife bad boomer show, huh?
Remaining hell priests by activating your celestial locator.
I mean, I guess I kind of get how it was willing to speak directly to a whole class of like unhappy white dudes.
Located in the northern region of Earth.
But I didn't quite get the gimmick of the show. Because like Peggy was hot, or Peg was hot, and like seemed like a really good partner. Like she wasn't shrill or annoying, she just wanted to fuck, and it's like, what's going on? Maybe that's part of the surreal humor of the show. But like he had shitty kids and a shitty job, so it makes sense that like he hated his life, but I just didn't understand that angle of it. She liked to use money a lot, though. I'd never watched the show very much. I just remember being very confused by the whole setup of it. Yeah. Also, hopefully enough time has gone by that we can all appreciate Katie Siegel, because holy shit, she's awesome. I think a lot about that. About, like, about talented female and people of color performers that were kind of relegated or shoved into certain roles because there just was no space for them to be appreciated in the way they needed to. Like, damn, man. If we got Katie Siegel now, yeah, she's amazing on Futurama. She's amazing on everything.
Modification to your equipment launcher has been completed. Once fired, the bomb will douse nearby enemies in freezing gases.
It kind of goes to show you too, and actually I think Stephanie was the one who'd pointed this completely out to me, that I didn't quite click in yet. But like, sometimes you know that somebody is really masterclass when they understand that they have to play a role, but they're just so fucking good at it. So like for Married with Children or whatever, Katie had to be the like ditzy wife who was horny all the time, and she slayed that role, absolutely did. Which indicates she can slay a lot more things. They're just, I guess, took a while for that to become an option. And it, to me, dueling. Okay, that was your second one though. Nope. Remember we had an agreement. Now I gotta time you out again. So you slip up again, I'm gonna have to ban you, dog. You used your one. Dang it. Anyway, I Love Lucy. She was running shit. Lucille Ball was running shit, but she had to pretend to be dumb to even be on camp. Like, how silly is it to run everything, but the only role you can like make for yourself on camera is a desperate, attention-craving housewife that fucks everything up. Like, the gall of it, but also to be able to be like, okay, fine, fuck you. I will still come in here and murder this, and she did. Oh, it's just like, it's almost like a really secret middle finger of like, she was, even when she was running everything, she still was like, okay, fine, this is what you think I am? Let me be that, but also still own everything. It's like, I'm gonna beat you at your game, and then I'm also gonna win at my game too. I was like, ugh. When I think about it like that, I'm like, fuck, man. They're true bosses. Absolute true bosses. What'd you think of the I Love Lucy movie with Will Ferrell? What? I did not know that existed. Are you talking about, like, Bewitched? I was thinking of a different cheesy series. Oh, yeah. I think you're thinking about Bewitched. Which I think was... Or I Dream of... No, it wasn't I Dream of Jeannie. I was Bewitched. There we go. Why haven't they... Oh, because it's culturally insensitive. I was like, why haven't they rebooted that? All right. Having like a... That whole show existed to show midriff. Man, God bless. That was like bottom of the barrel shit back then. It's like... We put a blonde girl in like a vaguely... a vaguely Arabic outfit. And you could see her stomach. Yeah, it felt like... I mean, I never saw the Will Ferrell Bewitched. Bedazzled is awesome, though. I think. It's still got... I recall it still does have that like, weird... It's got that weird pastiche of, like, Y2K era inclusiveness, where there is a gay character, but he's... Or rather... Yeah. He gets swapped into being a gay man, and, like, his partner is so relentlessly stereotypically movie gay. I remember even feeling a little weird about that when I watched it back then. Yeah, it's the Brendan Fraser and Liz Hurley movie. Which, by the way, also Liz Hurley, fucking amazing. And also frustrating that, I mean, she was like Austin Powers and Bedazzled, and I think that was... She's had some other stuff. But that's one of those things where it's like, how did someone this talented not rule the world? I mean, she was hot, but she was also really, really good. Very good in Bedazzled. She plays the, like... I don't know how to describe it perfectly, but like that sort of hedonistic, like cat playing with its food kind of behavior. Absolutely nailed. It's so charming. She plays the devil, yeah. But she's so good at it. Like, every interaction there is so charming. And of course, Farrell plays a really good, or sorry, Brendan Fraser, excuse me, plays a really good lovable dolt. Like that kind of became his thing because he was so good at it. Oh, Scott Joseph, Modern Family, I think is what you're thinking of. I've never seen that. I miss Brendan Fraser movies. I mean, he's back in the game. I think he's acting again. It's actually, there was a really interesting article, kind of an interview with him. It was sort of his like coming back to productions interview. But he talked quite a bit about stunt work, which is what I thought was so fascinating because he was so physical in a lot of his films. And I think it was for Looney Tunes Back in Action. He would talk about how he had to like strap himself up with cooling pads and braces and everything just to get through the day. Like I remember the phrase was he had to construct an exoskeleton for himself. And that's one of those things where I'm like, damn, man. Yeah, he got ground up and fucked up pretty bad. Yeah. It's he's in Doom Patrol. Ooh, those bumps don't pay. Very well said. That makes me think about it of like every dork who gets into stunt work, you have to kind of, there has to be, I think, some strong and concerning mentorship. What movies fucked him up? I think it was George of the Jungle and Looney Tunes. And I presume Mummy. I don't know if he did all of his own stunt performance in Mummy, but just watched Blade for the first time and it was cool. Andy, I'm glad to hear that. Blade holds up. There's a rash of dumb action films that I was kind of into when I was like a kid / preteen in the late 90s. And it's so weird to go back to them and realize there's actually some smoke there. And Blade is one of those that's kind of a cut above dumb 90s schlock. I'm going to say it, same with Broken Arrow. There's actually a little bit going on in that movie. If for no other reason than Hans Zimmer has lost his goddamn mind with that score. Like, this is not the wham Hans Zimmer you're kind of used to. That kind of became the sound he got known for. He's like almost Danny Elfman level wacky in the Broken Arrow score, and I love it. Will this be terrible on Switch? I think it got canceled. Somebody said it got canceled for Switch, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Exact location at this time.
Shut up. Go away. Let me flame belch. There. Do you like Steven Seagal movies? Actually, I don't. Or rather, I have yet to watch a Seagal movie that's interesting to me. They just have no playfulness, is what I've noticed. They're serious as attack, and I don't think they're good enough to justify being serious. I think you get a movie like something like The Raid. It can be serious because The Raid fucking delivers in every other way. Or like when I think of like movies with heart that also have good action but maybe muted protagonists, I think about Unleashed / Danny the Dog, that really weird Bob Hoskins Jet Li movie that had the Massive Attack score. Like, that can be serious because it actually tells a human story worth telling in some way. Like, it has some heart to it, but Seagal movies don't have heart, and also they're not fun. And I never quite understood the appeal. I never thought he looked that good on camera either. Not just his physical appearance, but his physical presence. I know that his goal was to make the action look more realistic or more brutal or more fast, but it just didn't sell. Like, there's ways to make that look good, and those were never it. Oh yeah, Ong Bak is insane. Ong Bak 2 and 3, even more insane.
My time is in end. Let's see if you're strong.
I gotta rewatch Ong Bak 2 and 3. I remember watching 2 and being pretty bummed that it was like had such a slow wind up. But that shit goes off the rail in like the last 20 minutes, and then like it just 3 is nothing but insanity.
All mortally challenged personnel, please be advised.
He was old when he got in, followed the Bronson themes. Yeah, they took my wife / daughter, and now I'm going to take their lives. That's kind of it. The death wishes never really appealed to me either. I've never really been a fan of like Rampage film. Well, no, I have. Don't get me wrong, but it's not enough to carry it. Like John Wick is a Rampage film, but it's got so much more than just stompy old man shooting inner city youth. I guess Steven Seagal does like fucking joint locks and then snaps necks. Oh, the new director's cut for The Godfather Part 3 called The Godfather Coda? Ugh. Sure, whatever. Yeah, The Protector. Tom Yum Goong was my favorite action flick of that decade, I think. John Wick is a Rampage with lore? Yeah. A really good way to describe it. Yeah, you're right. They did kind of like anime-ify a revenge Rampage action movie. Michael Caine's done a few like old man revenge or Rampage movies. He's pretty good at it. Crank is, yeah, so Crank is fun. Like, Crank is another sort of Rampage film, but it doesn't ask you to buy into its drama. Its drama is merely a setup to kill things. And have weird shit happen on screen. Also, as a corollary, what happened to the Neveldines? I feel like all their movies return money. I don't think they like burned out on some island of Dr. Moreau level shit. So I don't know what happened. Like they did Ghost Rider 2, which was pretty sick and looked like a pretty what's the word? In terms of production value, it seemed pretty conservative. Like it seemed like it was a cheaply made movie that actually ended up looking really good. So I was like, this had to make money. So what's going on there? I don't know what's up with them. The Crank movies are an experience for sure. An experience worth having. Oh no, I didn't go back, did I? I didn't get the other weapon upgrade point. I think I'm behind. We'll see how this plays out. I might be able to wait on the rocket launch. No, I can't. Well, we'll see what happens. Trust those. Where? There you are. This stupid little hand still clawing. I guess that is what demons would do. 20+ Amy Smart in public, yeah. On a horse racing track. The podcast Come Town has a great piece on aughts and tens Seagal movies. Yeah, that's well after any of his movies that I may have seen. So that's a whole era of Seagal that I don't know. I was just always pretty thoroughly uninterested in Seagal flicks. It spoke to a fantasy that didn't really appeal to me. Like the fantasy of a Seagal flick seems to be that like even as a dumpy old dude, you might be able to just beat up some terrorists or thugs or whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever, sure. We've operated in headspaces that are way more interesting than this. I mean, one must only look at the motivations of Tony Jaa flicks, which is for Ong Bak, give me back my statue, and for Tom Yum Goong, give me back my elephant. For real though, when that 350-pound dude throws the elephant through like a window and to protect her, how can you not love that film? That's the real John Wick moment right there. When that dude fucking roundhouse spins an elephant through a window. Yeah, Likeable Lime, it's so out there. Also, like the fight that has nothing to do with the continuity of the film, and when it just cuts to like Tony Jaa sitting in I guess like a church that's on fire fighting a capoeira dude, and then they fight, and then it just goes away from that. Cool cinematography. Forgot to work that into the narrative, but who cares? Who cares? God, that movie rules so hard. What do you think about the Rambo films and then turning into Rampage movies? That is a weird twist, isn't it? I mean, I'm not the first person to observe that, but Rambo was a pretty nuanced character, and then like Rambo 2 just made him a like I'm gonna save. I'm the ultimate U.S. soldier guy. Rambo 3 got even weirder. Oh hell yeah! I got an American rocket launcher. I haven't seen Last Blood. I did appreciate that Rambo, the fourth one, at least tried to reinforce that he's not like a good dude and not really like all that invested in like the American patriotism angle. He's just burned out on shit. And I can't imagine that in Last Blood they made him even more like gung-ho U.S. military, liberate the peaceful insurgent kind of shit. He's an MK11 now. I know, it's awesome. I've watched some videos of his intros with other characters, and they're amazing. His interactions with Mortal Kombat cast are pretty A+. I have to say. There we go. Okay. Not there. All right. Fucking shit. I probably deserve to die there. Fuck. Ha! What did I do wrong there? Yeah, that's one run down. Shit, man, what did I... I don't know. I'm trying to dissect that. I'm trying to parse that one. Should have thrown frag. Freeze and then frag, I think. Would have helped a lot. And then I should have gone through the hallway to the high ground on the other side. There's health up there. I was worried that I was going to get cut off by the Cacodemon, but it wasn't there yet. Nice wallpaper, yeah. Today's still the day. You know what? You're right about that. Not seen a single Rambo film, which, if any, are worth watching. The first one. Watch First Blood. It is actually a pretty good and shockingly nuanced like take on post-traumatic stress disorder and vagrancy of veterans and stuff. Like, it's got some juice behind it. 2 and 3 are just dumb 80s action movies, which is a weird combination. Like, it's almost like Rocky became dumb in 80s too, which makes the Stallone trajectory a little weird to think about. But First Blood's a great movie. It has a really good monologue at the end. I'm sure that a bunch of acting students always take that one. But it, and it shows Stallone can act for sure. And actually, the director's commentary I remember for First Blood was really good too. So very, very much worth watching. It is an action film, but it's not really. It's a more like thriller suspense kind of thing. 2 and 3, again, dumb. But if you want to see Rambo shoot down a helicopter with a bow and arrow, you can only do that in one place, and it's Rambo 3. Rambo 3 is also pretty deeply ironic post 9/11. So it's kind of worth watching for that in a way. Just to kind of... Rambo 3, ironically, unintentionally makes a lot of statements about the U.S. military presence in the world, whereas First Blood is kind of a lot more direct and self-aware. Rambo 4 is actually pretty good. It's pretty gritty, though. It's pretty raunchy. You got to want to see a burned-out, angry old man killing people.
That hell can conjure.
That's pretty much 4.
All the
And then 5 I haven't seen, but I probably will. I don't know, all the reviews were just like, this is really gritty and gnarly and horrible for no reason. And I was like, I don't know if I'm in the mood for that.
Rip and tear.
Did we ever get the explanation of the seashells? So I do recall in an interview Stallone was asked about that. And he did say that you use 2 of them like chopsticks, and the third is for scooping. That is the description I remember, and it stuck with me. What is the arm wrestling one? Over the Top. Also a fantastic movie, because if you've ever thought about like applying the dazzling veneer of the 80s to something banal and stupid, that is Over the Top, the movie. And it's very much worth watching. Until you see a scene of Stallone angrily driving a semi while busting out like tricep pull downs with his like cab mounted weight rack. You haven't lived. They're like, it's got all the ingredients of like an 80s sports movie, you know? There's montages, there's training, he's got to do it for his kids or whatever. Honestly, a lot of the execution in Over the Top is middling. It's okay. It's not a superlative example of like the Karate Kid or any number of like 80s sports films. But the gimmick of it being about arm wrestling is pretty great and doesn't necessarily fade away by the time it's over. You got me at Stallone in a semi? Yeah. Red State Stallone. Constantly wearing a trucker hat. Also, if you want to see where fucking Pokemon aped Ash's bullshit of flipping his hat around, look no further than Over the Top. Stallone has played a series of characters that have very quirky visual behaviors. What is it? What is it? Cobra Cobretti? Damn it, what's his first name? Anyway, in Cobra goes home, he cleans his guns, and he eats food by cutting pizza with a pair of scissors. That's it. He takes a slice of pizza, he snips off an odd triangle, he grabs that triangle with his fingers, and then he eats it while he's cleaning his gun.
What an asshole. Oh, I'd forgotten about that. I got so upset. I was like, what the fuck is happening? What is he doing?
It's not explained.
I'm very upset.
It's just part of his character. No, he's a tough cop, out to clean the streets, the mean streets.
With this little triangle of pizza,
Yeah.
the only calories he needs.
Yeah, he subsists on virtue and justice. What's weird to me too about that is,
Yeah, but he was like, he seems like the kind of dude who's like, he'd be like Homer Simpson and like turn off his TV. Like that's
Probably.
100% the kind of so don't give me that like true justice.
sits at home and broods, and then he shoots something. Oh, he's got that giant, ridiculous gun too, and has the like cool laser sight on top. It's like all chrome.
Like that's not.
Gotta look good when you're fighting crime. Like in the intro too, isn't he like hostage negotiating, and he's like in a grocery store, and he like reaches open and just pops open a brew while he's busting crime. He like shotguns a beer and then dives in and shoots all the bad guys. Yeah, Cobra's pretty sick. What I thought was weird about that is they pitch it of being like, it was another one of those 80s sort of inner cities are these like post-apocalyptic wastelands of crack cocaine and drugs and sex and violence. Except they like immediately go out into the country after the movie starts. There's like the intro, and then there's like, here's Brigitte Nielsen. Also, you guys are going to the Swiss Alps or some shit. I'm like, what? Why is Cobra going on vacation immediately? Yeah, they were like going to witness protection. I don't know. I wanted to see Cobra in some city grime. And that disappeared nearly immediately. I also tried to watch Nighthawks the other day. And as much as I'm really feeling Rutger Hauer as like an unhinged European terrorist, the rest of the movie makes zero sense. It feels like it's supposed to be some playful take on like hard-boiled 70s crime drama, but it also has that complete lack of form, structure, or intent that 70s films tended to have. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that one. Oh, I didn't get him. Ow. I like the Running Man. It's okay. When it comes to Schwarzenegger sci-fi and 80s, it's hard to get better than Total Recall. Running Man is kind of like Discount Total Recall. It's got some bright spots, but I feel like it's not as uniform in tone or presentation. Ooh, that was interesting. Like, if I get swatted before I pick up this health, I will die. Headbutting me. Get out of here. Yeah. Total Recall got the reboot. I hit this part in Deadly Premonition 2 last night, where York was ranting about Arnold S. sci-fi, and he kept saying Arnold S. And I'm like, why do you keep doing that? And then Patricia was like, why do you keep calling him Arnold S? And then York was like, ugh. He turned to his internal monologue and he's like, that's just what film buffs do. She's not ready for that yet, though. And then he was like, boy, I cringe to think that anyone would call him Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm like, what? What the fuck is your problem, York? Deadly Premonition 2 is interesting. I'm actually loving it the more I'm playing it, because York is like more of a prick in that game. He really is a dick. And I don't remember him being that in Premonition 1. I think they're trying to go for this vision of York being younger, where he's way more brash and weird and like he talks to Zach out loud, which I think he learned to internalize in Premonition 1. But yeah, right, Death Moon? He wasn't really that much of a prick. He was just straight up an Agent Cooper. Like, kind of very, very virtuous and straightforward. Wants to get to the bottom of things, but thinks a little different. Is it worth playing more of too? Been trying to get back into it. I'm loving it, but I really wouldn't recommend it to most people because it runs like ass. It is busted. It hasn't crashed for me yet, and I haven't soft locked yet, but I've heard that happens. So, Deadly Premonition 2 on the Nintendo TM Switch. Oh shit, I don't have dash. How did I miss that? Is a broken, unfinished game, but holy crap, is it beautiful! Oh. Just like New Twin Peaks, now Cooper's a total asshole. You mean Doug? Doug still likes his coffee, though. First one was a masterpiece. I'm really enjoying 2. I think 2 is pretty worthy. And it is interesting that there is, like, York is kind of a different character in ways that I didn't expect. And I kind of like it. I think it makes for better dialogue. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. None of the mechanics work. It's cool that Swery follows me on Twitter. Ooh, that is cool. I'm pretty sure Swery doesn't follow me, but that's okay. He made a game. He can do whatever he wants on Twitter. Oh, a Rip D4, yeah. Maybe. I mean, Deadly Premonition 2 came back. Maybe that will. I never did finish episode 1, but I remember it. I got to the plane, whenever that matters. Forgot about D4? How could you? Dark Dreams Don't Die? The Xbox One exclusive? What do you think of the characters who talk to him in the future? What do you mean, Death Moon? Maybe that happened and I didn't know. I played Premonition 1 quite a while ago. so there may be elements of that game that I forget. Yeah, Malcolm. Every Xbox One exclusive was pretty hampered. Rip Sunset Overdrive. That may be one of the most underrated games of all time. Do I see some hockey trash talk happening in chat? Because that will make me very happy. Abs and Stars is my favorite rivalry? Oh man. I just remember the Red Wings being the ticket back in like ooh! Woo! I haven't watched hockey in so long. The OG Xbox had so many good exclusives. Xbox has got good exclusives. It just never really kind of developed that like world-shattering brand. Oh shit. Oh, this is bad. God damn. Urgh! Okay. Alright. Please, Mantle. I need you to. Oh, this sucks. Okay, I'm gonna have to chainsaw. Still getting hit. Fuck you. Okay. Checking to make sure there fucking aren't any demons running around to get me. Demons are always trying to get me. Said Red Wings. I gotta admit, this is. I'm not gonna be very fun about this. I'm not really bought into anything, but I just remember. Fuck the Blues. Most of the Xbox exclusive these days seem to be indie games. Yeah, it's interesting. That does seem to be the case. I think it's like. I feel like Microsoft sort of ceded the huge, expensive, world-shattering AAA releases to Sony. And they're like, okay, instead we're going to focus on value proposition and like really salt the earth with a variety of interesting and quirky titles. So that's a really valid strategy. Because honestly, like, you playing the game Sony's playing, you can't have multiple flops in a row. Not that they've ever had like an outright flop, but that's the danger. You miss the mark for one reason or another. You misjudge what the market's expecting, and you're 20 million in on a property that just doesn't return much, doesn't move many PlayStations, and you're hurting. You're hurting for the annual at least. Sony does have brand cachet that I don't think Microsoft can really compare to yet. Fable's gonna be so good. I can't wait. Yeah. That's the maybe the ace in Xbox's pocket, is that it does have some equity built up in some brands that it can roll back out. The fact that Sony had an amazing streak of AAA blockbusters is amazing. Yeah, so they earned their success, and certainly if they did it basically the entire run of the PS4, it's a reasonable expectation that they know what they're doing and can continue that business model. But holy moly, is it very boom and bust, I feel like. Those games are so expensive to make. Hope we get another Prey. Oh, man, I wish. I guess, yeah, Prey Xbox exclusive. Thing is, those are all good properties, and certain people like them a lot, but they're not Marvel's Spider-Man. There's just like different tiers, I think, of popularity. Well, that was weird. It died. I didn't do anything. Oh, I never played Jet Set Radio Future. I need to. It's pretty emulatable now, right?
Marker location on your
I'm getting into my celts. This run's gonna be interesting. I don't know what would happen at Sony if one of their AAA bombed. They'd be fine. They can manage one. I think the problem is if you have like 2 whiffs in a row.
My scans indicate there is a lift at the center of
That's
this
when
facility.
I think certain questions start getting asked and maybe management styles start getting swapped up. Or they're just that confident in their direction, which Sony exudes nothing but confidence these days. Ready to Bomb Rush Cyberpunk? Yes. I'm excited for that. I follow Naganuma on Twitter, so got my news appropriately. Oh, The Order was a pretty big flop? That's a good point. It was. Well, yeah, and then what? That studio, like, they got shoved into a cardboard box pretty quickly, right? I mean, that was the studio that did the God of War game on PSP. That was their, like, big shot, their big AAA shot. What happened to them? I'm trying to remember that now. They got repurposed? Yeah. Yeah. Your devs get sent to other teams. I was bummed to see that Order 1886 wasn't backwards compatible on PS5. Because that would be a fun game to go back and revisit. Ready at Dawn. That's the name. Yeah, Sony's actually pretty brutal. It sounds like, from what I've heard from the studios that talk about their relationship with Sony, they're really patient and actually really good publishers. But the second you cost them money, they will throw you to the wind. They'll come in there and carve you up like a steak. So, okay. Oh, they're owned by Oculus now. Interesting. They got bought. Oh, Ready at Dawn got bought in 2020. Weird. They were never owned. Okay. Oh, they're now part of Oculus Studios. Yeah, God of War. They did Daxter. Ghost of Sparta. Order 1886. Lone Echo for Oculus Rift. So they pivoted pretty quickly to 3D in 2017. All I can assume is that means that Sony did not greenlight whatever they were pitched next. So they didn't have money. This is Godfall, the new PS5 flop. I think calling it a flop may be a little premature. Everyone is so primed to hate that game. And I'm curious why. I gotta check it out. I'm actually really curious. For some reason, Godfall has become contentious, and I'm not sure why. They made Lone Echo on Oculus. It was fantastic. Okay. They're not an untalented studio. The Order was not a bad game. Limited in scope, but your cinematic experiences typically are. Is Xbox done with mascot-driven games? I mean, Forza doesn't have a mascot. Sea of Thieves doesn't have a mascot. Grounded doesn't have a mascot. Yeah, I think so. It seems like most people have moved on from mascot-driven games. Is Doom Guy not a mascot? I mean, problem is, like, Doom Guy doesn't really have a silhouette, you know? You can't put Doom Guy on something and people are like, that's Doom Guy! In the way that you could, like, Mario or Superman or Darth Vader. Like, those are recognizable figures that are correlated with a very powerful brand. And yeah, Master Chief. I think you got Master Chief holding a shotgun. Most of the gamers TM are gonna know what that is. You get Doom Guy, like, I'll know, but he's a little generic. That's kind of because he was the first. Ooh. And the way that Legolas is a stereotypical elf, you know. Remember Gears of War protagonist is now? Batista? Oh, you mean sorry, Kate Diaz from Gears 5. I finally got to the, like, skiff part of Gears 5. Why does nobody care about Gears 5? This is something I've puzzled out. Because Gears 5 looks like a next-gen game on a Series X. It really does. It looked like a next-gen game 2 years ago on PC. It's a really good game. It's like super well made. It's a super fun campaign. The story actually has a little bit of merit to it. The characters are all really endearing. People just... And yeah, Tactics. Gears Tactics is really good too. It's, I don't know. It's very weird. The Gears franchise is pretty strong right now. And it's got its fans, but just like, I don't know, there just seems to be this consensus that no one cares about Xbox properties. Like, no one really talks about Sea of Thieves, no one really talks about Gears. I guess I get it, it's kind of outside the realm, it's not new and flashy. But Gears 5 was kind of new and flashy, yeah. Because it's the 5th Gears game, that could be. I mean, it's the 5th PlayStation, but no, I know what you mean, yeah. It's just like, it's hard to overwrite. I feel like people had such a strong reaction to the original Gears of War on the Xbox 360. And it's really hard to, as far as the Gears universe, the story wasn't really anything fans cared about. Oh, well, Spam Testicular, I'm glad you're around to provide that perspective. Not that it's fair to ask you to speak for an entire fandom, but where are the areas of interest in, like, Gears lore? When they in Game Pass, people stop caring. Cyber Ray, I think you're right. I think putting something in Game Pass reduces this perception of prestige. And to some degree, I think if people don't have to pay $60 for it, they don't regard it as highly, just by default. I think there's a lot of truth to that. I think Microsoft will win in the long run, but when it comes to, like, the gamer discussion bubble, what they do does devalue them in people's eyes. I felt like the game slowed shooters way down. I could see that, but Halo was slow as hell. Like, Gears was, to me at least, just a little bit faster than Halo. I guess you... Oh, Halo on Game Pass? Yeah, I guess that's the thing. People still regard Halo as like a prestige brand. Ah, that was dumb. As a prestige brand? Like, to me, the fact that when they released Sea of Thieves on Game Pass, I was like, oh shit, this is real. This is real shit right here. Other people didn't care about Sea of Thieves. I kind of get why. But then they put out Forza day and date on Game Pass, and I was like, what the hell? Why isn't anyone on this? This should be important. But I guess it's just, yeah, it's, even Forza is not in that, like, super core feeling. But yeah, Fable day and date on Game Pass. Halo on Game Pass. I guess that'll get people more, like, wrap their head around it more. Yeah, Crackdown 3. But again, these are all like, yeah, but kind of releases. Crackdown 3 was fun. And the fact that you could just kind of download it the day of with your $10 a month thing was really cool. Certainly a peek into the future. But I guess, yeah, it's Halo. Or like Elder Scrolls 6. Something like that. I feel like would be the... You can't, like, just put new stuff on Game Pass. You have to make the older stuff easily accessible. Starfield, something like that. Gears feels like a shooter so much of the 6th gen of consoles. So is the kind of image of the 360's franchise. It was the late 2000s, early 10s-ish gaming, perhaps even more so than Call of Duty was. Okay, so yeah, its resonance is too strong in the past, and that it's hard for people to think about it in modern terms. That makes sense. I thought about that in regards to Halo, actually. Like, Halo was such a product of console shooters being where they were back then. So how do you make a shooter that has the identity of Halo but doesn't play like a clunky, slow shooter from the mid-2000s? Because they have gotten faster. But how do you update it without it not feeling like Halo anymore? I thought 4 tried its best with the dashing. Did we outgrow Halo and Gears? I think so, Otter Actual. Halo and Gears, I think, were both really good adaptations of... Well, Gears was kind of unique. Gears was kind of crafted around not being able to aim. But Halo was a really good adaptation, and I think people with controllers just got better. I think there's an entire generation of people who were able to sort of cultivate a skill base with a controller to make those game mechanics seem slow and outdated now. Halo was good, then we got older and learned Warhammer 40k is a thing. I've long been saying that Halo is like, it's a half step and people always got mad at me for suggesting it wasn't revolutionary and the best in class. I'm like, well, you know, it's a good adaptation. But I feel like now that enough time has gone by and people have cultivated that familiarity with the genre, you can kind of go back and play Combat Evolved and be like, okay, this is not Doom Eternal, this is not Quake, this is not Call of Duty. This is kind of bound by its limitations, not really exploring its freedoms. God bless you, controller people. I still cannot aim even if I try. Reg, I've tried so hard. I want to play because I want to play shooters with Steph, and she plays on Xbox, and she's really good. And I get so frustrated trying to play shooters with a controller. And that's something I gotta let go of, I think. But it's a bummer to know that you can make a shot and then just whiff it because you're like holding onto a smudgy controller, a big dumb stick. Any thoughts on Siege's place in the FPS genre? I'm glad it's there. I think it filled a pretty important niche. Oh yeah, I don't have the no plasma yet. Splorp. So meaty, so much beef. I am everyone's favorite Halo. It's true. When somebody asks me which Halo I like, I say Halo Dudette. And they say Halo 2, and I say no. Halo Dudette. And they're like, oh. And I'm like, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna remember to do it this time.
This Sentinel battery can be used to provide additional power to your ship. Several modules remain unused. Finding more batteries will enable you to utilize the full functions of your command station.
I gotta admit though, I recently played through Halo 3 and that was actually a pretty good campaign. It's funny too because I could kind of see some of the bits and pieces of like the Halo 3 campaign is very Bungie. Woo! That was weird. Ah shit. I don't know about this one. Okay. I'm playing Doom on Ultra Nightmare and kind of using muscle memory. Yeah. I mean, it's memory. I feel like Xbox is trying to stretch out their exclusives and not innovating them. Well, they did just buy a ton of studios, so it takes time to make new shit. But you know, recently, if you want to talk about innovation, I mean, they relaunched Battletoads, old brand, but it's a new game. Let's be real. Grounded, new IP. Rare announced, what is it? Rare has a new IP that they announced at XO. Obsidian put out Outer Worlds. They rebooted Killer Instinct, so it's old but it's new. It's a new game. I think what else? Oh yeah, Ori is it had a sequel, but ostensibly that was a new IP too. So they're making new stuff. It's just they're not doing the Sony thing. They're not making a ridiculous single player blown out frame around it, tasteful lighting, art experience. Avowed? Yes. What's the Rare game? Rare had another, like, explore the world and kill animals game. What was it called? Come on here. Listen. Everwild. Thank you. Everwild. So, I mean, innovation, I feel like if you want to talk about innovation, you're asking a company to make a financial risk. I guess every game is a financial risk to some degree, but it doesn't seem fair to me to ask a company to put up 20 million, or however much it takes to launch a new IP. You gotta at least I gotta at least clap the hands for the ones that are out there, right? I try to do that. Granted, we have no idea what Everwild is. It may just be a copy of something else. That doesn't feel like Rare, though. They don't really do that. As much as people like to remember the NES days of Rare and lament about how dead they are, I still think a lot of the same spirit that had informed a lot of the games they've ever made is still there. It's just not bent to making, like, hard as shit sprite-based beat-em-ups or cool shooters for teens that want to shoot guns. Ubisoft games that become so bland they become a financial risk. Yeah. The Guimau's comments on Ghost Recon Wildlands was something else, man. Because he was pretty on the nose. He was like, yeah, this is not good, and we have identified that we misjudged the market in a pretty significant way. If you want, like, there's an investor call where Guimau basically talks about Wildlands and its performance, and he basically has to tell people why they didn't make any money that quarter. It's pretty cool. Because, yeah, he's just straight up like, yeah, we missed the mark here. We messed up, and we have to... I think he said something like, we're gonna, like, revisit a lot of our internal policies to figure out why this happened. Something like that. It was pretty brutal and pretty blunt admission of, like, okay. To me, he was just straight up saying we turned the crank too much. Like, the sausage machine broke down. Have you played Knack on PS5? Not yet. Nor have I played Bugsnax, so... AAA games started in bids at the 100 million and 2 years of early development time before hiring full teams and announcing projects publicly. Is it 100 million? Steph?
What?
Does a AAA game cost $100 million to make? Oh boy, you're laughing.
Only if you're like Rock Band Beatles, and that's just for the license.
So that's what I thought.
Because Beatles music is fucking expensive.
Or
You
your
might as well just, like,
or your
do-
Marvel's Avengers. Well, it's probably not Beatles. I guess I thought AAA of maybe an established IP, maybe a new IP is like what, 40, 50 million?
It depends on total. Like, I guess that's the thing. If we're really talking total cost, or are we talking studio costs, studio and marketing costs, studio marketing licensing costs?
To a publisher. Like, what check do I have to cut you to give me a video game in 4 years? So I guess that would include marketing, PR.
Well, okay, so if you're a publisher and you're trying to you're buying a game from a developer, it'd be probably like, depending on this, if it's like AAA.
Yeah, like dev staff, 200, 250 for 3 to 4 years. And that's if it's managed properly with producers who get everything turned in on time.
Probably anywhere between 30 to 50. Yeah, that's it. That's not paying for license. That's not paying for anything else. And also, a lot of times, publishers will be more responsible for the marketing than the actual dev team. Like, the dev studio will probably have their own marketing that they'll want to do. Or they'll work in tandem with the publisher, but the publisher will be responsible for a lot of that stuff too. It just depends on, like, the ownership of it. Like, some devs have more ownership of the product. Some they hand more over, like.
So it's almost like the funding can be a sliding scale based on ownership.
Yeah, like when Insomniac was still independent. When they had games that were being published by Sony had more of a say in terms of what they would do for marketing for, like, all the Ratchet and Clank stuff, because they were like, well, we own it, we own the IP, we're paying for it, so we're going to make these decisions, and, like, you can do some stuff, but that's going to be different. So then when we did, like, Sunset Overdrive, and here was Microsoft, who was covering the development costs for it for the studio. You get, oh yeah, we're like, is somebody knocking at the door?
Thought I heard a knock. Yeah, let me check.
If we're covering the development cost for the studio, but, you know, Insomniac was retaining the rights to the game. then that means that we can make a lot more choices in terms of the marketing and work together with Microsoft on all of the marketing stuff that we want to do. We have a little bit more had a little bit more leeway than we would have if it was just, you're going to do these things, this is how it's going to go.
Okay. Well, there may have been a knock, so I'm going to go check. I'll be right back.
I was the one who
Okay.
murdered your father.
By the time a game gets to announcement, they've probably used 50 to 100 million of their budget already. I mean, to me...
Well, that's over years. Like, that's per year.
Sorry, what?
That's per year. If you're
Per
talking
year.
about like 40 mil, like shit to keep a studio running is expensive in a AAA studio.
So it's 40 million per year?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
okay.
like the entirety of everything.
So like start to finish, AAA game is more in the realm of like 160, 200 million?
Yes, and depending on if it's
Okay, so my one was way low.
well, like some run leaner, some, like, that's the thing. A lot of studios are very different in that. Like some don't have higher staff, some of them use a lot of contractors, some of them outsource a lot of things. That also changes the kind of costs. Then if you have people that are on staff, that you're also paying for health insurance, you're paying for the stuff to be in the studio, as in like the perks in order to keep people in the studio, like all of those have a cost to them.
Yeah.
And you have to have some money coming from somewhere. And that is typically when you're a dev studio getting money from a publisher, you've got to keep that money going. But the moment that publisher money runs out, then you're just like, oh, may I have a crumb of your publishing money? Because you're fucked. So you have to keep going out and scrounging for cash constantly.
Sure.
So that's why a lot of like startups usually will be smaller teams, outsource a lot, because then that way, like dev for hire, you just negotiate like a certain amount of assets, a certain amount of just deliverables that you can go ahead and just get made, get input into the game, and then you have your staff who are the ones that are either working with like, you know, your game designers or, you know, the like your art directors, making sure that everything kind of fits and works together. Those are the ones that you have on staff while you kind of outsource everything else. I was actually just telling Lawrence today about a studio that I worked with that had a very similar structure. They were very bare bones in the terms of the amount of people. It's not CD Projekt Red. This is someone else. This was a previous studio that I worked at a long time ago, and I will not name. They had a very bare bones staff, but most of the like assets for the projects, they were all made outsourced via developers in China. They basically just gave them a list of like, here's all the things that we want. You give them a style guide and an art book that basically just lists out, okay, here's all the assets that we want. Here's what they should look like. And then they just crank them out and then they send it to them. And then, you know, we have the engineers go ahead and actually input them into builds. I didn't stay at that place.
Yeah.
Very long. I hated that place, by the way. That's why I will not name them, because I do not want to disparage publicly places that I previously worked.
Yeah, there's no
and you
reason
can't try
to.
to go look to my LinkedIn, because I don't actually put that place on my fucking LinkedIn. Ow!
Ow! Yeah, I don't know. I find all this fascinating because, again, from the consumer side, especially if you exist in the games media bubble, none of the conversation is on anything meaningful when it comes to games production or game making. It's always in this weird philosophical headspace around the content of it and these very strange and utterly almost comically insignificant issues where, yeah, if you're actually making a game, you're staring at spreadsheets and like worrying about money and getting people paid, and somebody's got to make all these models of desks that we're going to have all over our video game, and no one's going to do it. And yeah, it's I've often felt and frequently can confirm that the business operations of a game developer are so tied to believable but banal issues that are utterly unrelated to all of the things that people who are super into games seem to think that are like central to everyone's caring. Man, you still have to acknowledge those things because you can't tell people that they don't know shit. But boy, do people not know anything.
Well, it's kind of everywhere. I just saw a post yesterday from a friend of mine who's like a senior producer at Blizzard. Her son was complaining that he thinks that his parents' job is boring and was telling the school that he thought that like my parent. So he lives with his mom and like a step parent, right? And then his dad lives in another state with the stepmom. So I just want to make a point that it's two sets of parents. Okay. The person that I know, she is a senior producer at Blizzard. Her boyfriend is a senior. What is he? He's not a character artist. He's something else at Zynga. But he's in design at Zynga. The dad of this little boy is a dungeon designer at Blizzard, a senior dungeon designer at Blizzard, and his partner is a senior producer for like Classic, for WoW Classic. And yet he was like, my parents' jobs are boring. And I was like, this child has like 3 different people that work at Blizzard that are a part of his life, and he has no fucking clue. Granted, he's little, doesn't know, because all he sees is people on the phone. And, like, Tina talking about her, like, Miles. She's like, I've wondered what Miles, so people on the internet know. There's her and her husband, Javier. They have a small child. She wonders what he must think when she's on conference calls. Because she's a senior producer for a game company. He works for as like a community like director for a company back east, another game company, and he's like running live streams and like yelling about like different guns and tactics, and she's on the phone talking about like weapon detail and like, you know, production timelines, and she's like, I don't know what this child thinks we do. Like, this is like, one parent is just going over spreadsheets and just talking about numbers and all of this shit, and the other one's just yelling about like, we gotta do this thing, like trying to be like all of that. So I don't know,
warm up
like,
crowds. Yeah. Work as you go to your terminal and you log in for a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It happened. I can almost see the version of Metropolis, the vision, like some luminary in the 1920s imagines you wake up and then you go over to this part in your habitation cube and you just pull levers like this all day, and then your money slides through a slot in the wall and you get it, and then you put money into another slot in your cube, and then food slides into another tray. Like, that's basically what we're doing. It's pretty cool. You go to your computer in the morning and you work, and then you get digital credits in your account, and then you spend that on food delivery that then arrives at your house. That's Brazil? Oh, okay. I have actually never seen Brazil. But when I think of like weird visions of the future from the distant past getting literalized, to me, like waking up, walking to your desk, sitting down at a machine and smacking buttons until societal credit appears credited to you, that you can then manifest in a food delivered to your house. That's pretty cool. Or your apartment. Yeah, I gotta watch Brazil. I think I have it on DVD. You have it, right?
I don't think I have it. I have so few. I mean, I have like, we have more than what I guess would be an average person's number of Blu-rays, but that is still not that many.
Yeah.
Just because what the fuck's the point?
It is fun to like, instead of flicking through Netflix, to dig through the cabinets and find something to watch. That's a fun thing to do. Hey, if you're out there on the internet, if you're washing in COVID existentialism, rifle through your drawers and find some physical media to watch. It's a rush.
Well, I've seen some people mention that when their internet goes out.
Oh, yeah.
But they're like, God,
light the candles and find a DVD.
Yeah, like, holy shit, I had to do this. What the fuck? I mean, I've definitely when we've lost internet at night, I'm just like laying there like, what do I do? As if I can't even just use my phone on 5G. But I'm
Yeah,
like,
right.
ugh.
It's not like there's a backup internet that saturates every part of the city.
I know, but still, it's bothersome. I need to have multiple versions of everything. I just got a fucking internet-powered tree. Clearly, I am ready for the entirety of my existence to be plugged in. I know my desk chair is kind of covering it.
That's okay. It still looks really good.
And it's not even fully decorated. It's just lit up so I could get the fucking Wi-Fi password. I can't believe that tree had its own fucking password.
Welcome to the future. You're working from your terminal and your tree won't turn on.
Why does it have what was it protecting? I just want to know. Why did it have its own password? They couldn't answer me that on the customer support.
So somebody can't hijack that and then get into your phone, I guess.
I like get onto our network. That's some fucking next level shit.
Well, it's not connected to our
around
network, is it?
For twinkly trees.
It's just got its own network. It doesn't talk to our local network.
Well, I have now made it.
Oh, it does? Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. So that way I can turn it on and off on my phone and change all of the settings.
There's going to be somebody with like an Apple II outside.
Should we demo
and
it?
fingerless gloves, tip-tapping.
Here, wait. I'll turn my chair and then I can like demo it. People
Okay.
Can see the...
Sure.
Why not? I need a moment of respite from all the fucking emails.
All right, we're taking a break. Let's.
Okay, wait. We can see.
Let's see that tree. Actually, I'll go. Whoa, there it goes. I'm gonna go light a fire while we're here. Yeah, what the fuck is our reality? Good question.
Let's see. That's candy cane. Wait, let's see. There's snake.
Oh, wait.
Ooh, snake.
Sorry.
Snake. There's horizontal flag. I don't know what is this supposed to be like a German flag? I don't know what flag this is supposed to be. Let's see. Oh, there's sunset. All right. Let's see what else. Oh, there's diagonal. So they got blue and white. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's straight up rainbow. Ooh. Camera's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement. I will get out of the way.
Yeah, so rainbow just slowly goes through. You can see the reflection on the floor, which is kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Damn.
I am kind of partial to the rainbow. I think it's pretty. I didn't think I would like it nearly as much, but... Alright, let's see. There's bright twinkle. Look at this. I don't know, that's weird. It kind of reminds me of, like, broken lights, which I just... Like, it's not enough twinkle.
It could be more twinkly.
Ooh. So you can basically pick whatever color you want, and then you can actually pick the amount of lights that you want lit up. So if we wanted to be like fucking weird as shit and just like light up only the tip of the tree, we could, because that is what is available to us on this ridiculous. Oh, there's waves. Ooh, so it's different shades of blue and green and purple. All right, let's see. I know this is not exciting for everyone as much as it is for me.
It is an RGB tree. Yup. This is a gamer house. Everything is RGB.
Yeah, this is just like, this is classic. You know what we'll do? Let's leave it on rainbow, because I like the rainbow right now.
Okay.
Let's go ahead. I'm going to leave that on rainbow. Sorry, it's connecting. It's deciding. It's determining. Yup, rainbow. There we go.
Got it.
See? That's all that it took was to eventually log into the network so it can be rainbow. And once everything's decorated, maybe we'll have Lawrence change his camera view a little bit so you can see more of the
Do you see how tightly this camera is wedged in between a dome of monitors?
That's true.
There's not a whole lot of liberty about viewing angle. I mean, I could probably open it up a little bit, but yeah. You guys can't see the reverse view, but essentially my camera's poking in between 3 monitors that have closed in around it. Because everything in front of me must be an illuminated surface of some kind. Yeah, once we plug into the matrix, we're all rainbows, man. The only issue is that like my view is a little cropped if I come here. So I guess you get the shine down there. You get the fireplace. There's just a lot going on in the background of this camera.
Well, I'll put some Christmas things by the plant.
Oh yeah, down there.
So yeah, so you at least can see it. I still have Thanksgiving things up that I need to swap out, even though we're not doing Thanksgiving.
No, we're being
already
responsible.
Yeah, I already technically did the turkey. We shared that
It's true.
turkey with other people and dropped it off at people's houses.
Yeah.
Now it's just us.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try to sous vide a steak. Confident I can do it. This guy's gonna hang up lights outside. Already did. Already ready for it.
We just have to put the ad.
Oh yeah, I gotta plug in the festive at the Christmas all-terrain attack vehicle. I think is what. No wait, all-terrain armored transport. There we go. Yeah, we don't have stockings up yet. I mean, it's not even really Thanksgiving, so we just kind of leapfrogged a little bit, but we can't go whole ham yet until we watch an extreme softcore porn movie and listen to a Johnny Mathis album. That is the that's the traditional cutoff.
That is when Christmas truly begins.
Mm-hmm. It's when when you see a nubile young actor that was hired for a very cheap day rate rolling around a Malibu Coke mansion in his baggy underwear. That's the holidays, baby. Dang. No Arlo Guthrie. It's yeah, that Breen guy. I mean, it's not Breen, but it's Breen level for sure. I talked about this a lot yesterday, so I'm not gonna divulge too much on the filmography of David Decoteau. But his works are a playful exploration of the mutability of sexuality and filmmaking. What is a movie? David Decoteau dares to ask this question when you're watching several contiguous minutes of somebody walking around lost in his underwear. God damn it. That did not go right. Hey, you. Yeah, exactly, Ace. I don't need to retread well-tilled earth in that regard. Damn it! I got his nose. I booped his nose. Let's see if I can get back into position quickly. I hear you pew-pewing back there. Where are you? What? I hit a rock. Cool. Huh. Where are you? Well played, Spider-Man. Oh, what the... That's crazy. Like, you get visual feedback when you're shooting something that's armored. It's that metallic tink. And it even sends that if you shoot the gargoyle, like, blade arms. Because they're blades. They're like metal. It doesn't hurt them. That's crazy. How far the last one get? Not very. Yeah, Cult of Space. I died on Cult of Space. Really dumbly, too. I died in the room after the rocket launcher. With all the mancubi. Hello, Lupinator. Hey, how you doing? It's good to see you again. Oh. Psychic Skeeve, thank you for the raid. Savoring, AJ, sorry, Savoring, my bad. Thank you for the resub. It's going pretty well. I'm sipping on some seltz, hanging out, slipping into the holiday spirit, slipping on in. Robert, it's good to see your name again. Thank you for the prime. Booker Washington, thank you for the sub. Hellfrick, thank you for the prime. Iron Snake, thank you very much. I want to say it again. War Boner, thank you. Stop to see me. Yo, you've had a bad day. Matheson, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that, but you know what? It's over. And you know what's extra great? Is tomorrow's not going to be today. It has to be different. It may not be better, but probably will be if you've had a shitty day. So you don't have to live through this day ever again. It's in the books. It's done. And you got another shot coming up. So here's hoping tomorrow will be a little bit better. And the one after that a little bit better again. A win. Thank you for the resub. Almost a year. Almost a year. It's creepy, right? I actually dearly enjoy the breakdowns that people have on their resub notifications, because I get to enjoy every single one. You gotta remember, man, time's slipping away. Don't fight it. Yeah, your Wednesday motivational speech. That's a good bankable talent for a Twitch streamer, right? To be able to summon up a random motivational speech. Basically, no matter where I am, I can turn it into a VidCon panel. Sub leftover wine. I finished the white wine, but I dare not touch the cab. Had too much beer last night. Got a tummy ache. Nick Cage, you're displaying wisdom and restraint. Laudable qualities. Anyone else working tomorrow? Yes, sometimes vacations are when you can take them, not when society bottom texts that you can... Shit. Hold on. Fuck! What was I thinking? Hold on, I'm gonna start over. I was like, I'm gonna kill this tentacle. I'm gonna kill this tentacle and I'm gonna get its health. But I backdashed, and you're not allowed to dash in goo. I just wasn't thinking, man. I just forgot where I was for a second.
Against all the evil that
Purple goo gets you. Complacency at its worst, yeah, absolutely. I haven't seen Jiu-Jitsu, no. The Nicolas Cage Tony Jaa flick? That is very much my brand of cinema, so I gotta check that out.
Rip and tear until it is done.
2 years sober after I got too far into the booze and drugs. I'm so happy and healthy now, and spend my evenings with my girlfriend watching cool streams. Ah! I am so happy that... I am so happy. You found your way to a good place. Had your last work shift for the... Wait, hold on. Had my last work shift for the year today. College student. Nice, Soggy. Oh, what a blessing. To have like a whole month and change ahead of you where you get to just figure shit out. Like sort things out a little bit. Yeah, I start over Fireplace, Swarm Fireplace. What's behind me right now, in fact. I'm playing Ultra Nightmare, which means if you die, you start the whole game over. You have to beat the whole game in one life. Technically two, but that's kind of in the weeds. What's going on? I wanted to shoot him. Thought I did. fighting me right now. Yeah, the drinks are catching up to my response time. That is true. I agree. We'll see how long this lasts. What if this is not a quality run? I'll probably just move on to the next thing, which is either Witcher or Beatmania. At this moment, I'm leaning towards Beatmania. It's been a while. I'm gonna set all that stuff up. Oh yeah, the death counter is persistent. Yeah, it is a permanent death counter. That is how many times total since this game came out, and I've tried to beat it on Ultra Nightmare that I have died. If I were smart about it, I either, one, could have done it by now, or two, would have finished with a much lower count. But I kind of come back to this game, like, after a little bit every time, and that's not doing me any favors. Furthermore, there is a much more principled way to go about beating this game on this difficulty. I just really like playing it, so I kind of do the dumb way of starting from the beginning every time and trying to grind my way through it. Doing here? Right on time. You also dish amazing lore. Oh, I love the lore, man. Talk about lore all day. Bopped off the stairs. I floated for a minute. Oh boy. Alright. Alright. I think that's not gonna happen. I mean, that was a combination of a bunch of bullshit. He hopped away from me. Which is rare. Alright. I think we'll move on. We'll move on to some beats. We'll get some lights and sounds. That feels good right now. Let me think for a minute. I changed my displays a little bit, but I think it should be okay. So yeah, big beats coming up. Big beats. Do you guys like big beats? It's interesting. Huh?
I'm just so much just stupid shit that I keep like doing. Like I put the wrong name in the wrong spot. I don't want to do that anymore.
Okay. There's stupid shit. Alright. I'll be back in a bit. See you guys soon.
1,900 links to various sites.
Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
We must pray now, brothers. Pray that he is watching.
Please, anyone, if you can hear me, if you're out there.
Attempting to acquire the Hell Priest signal.
Nearly 60% of our planet has been consumed by the invaders.
We have the Hell Priest signal locked in. The target is marked, but the signal will not hold for long.
For it is he that they fear, not man, or his armies. They fear the mark of the beast. Remains guarded! You can't...
Has been terminated. The demonic consumption of Earth has been reduced by 36.8%. There are 2 Hell Priests remaining.
Just FYI. Sorry to butt in. Ace, the way you say that, this is E3 gameplay preview vibes. Totally what I'm going for, so I'm going to lean into that. Oh, Sandra! Hey, what's up?
cleansing of Earth is a necessary step on the path to a brighter tomorrow.
Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
Signal. I will mark it on your HUD. the demonic consumption of Earth has been reduced by 36.8%. There are 2 Hell Priests remaining.
would like to thank you for your support. Because it takes a lot of hard work to make a prophecy happen. To suffer is to be present.
Nearby. She is inside that demonic citadel. I will mark her location on your HUD. The gathering of Hell Priests is located just above your location. My scans indicate there is a lift at the center of this facility. The redesign of your equipment launcher. The flame belch is now ready for your approval. The portal is activated and ready when you are.
kill the priests. You know our laws. Despite their transgressions against the Covenant, they are still of Sentinel blood. What you interfere with now is bigger than you can imagine. It is written. It is their time to give penance. If you continue, you will bring down the heavens' wrath. You are but one man. They are no longer your people to save.
Sentinel battery can be used to provide additional power to your ship. Several modules remain unused. Finding more batteries will enable you to utilize the full functions of your command station. There is a Sentinel power core nearby. You can use it to activate the mech and clear a path forward. The betrayer's life signal is nearby. There are motion sensors and artillery everywhere.
I told you all to leave me here. I am where I belong. Saving your people will not bring you peace. Only make the burden you carry worse. And now you seek to defy the Calm Maker herself. It is your people's time now to give penance, just as it was mine. Hear me, Slayer. When his heart is laid to rest, then his soul will be at peace. And so will mine.
The extraction point has been identified. I will mark its location on your HUD.
いや、何百回と本当にそれ。
You can now find the remaining Hell Priests by activating your celestial locator. The second Hell Priest is located in the northern region of Earth. I will calibrate the portal now. The hub has several areas locked off due to power constraints. Once power has been restored, you will be able to access the entire ship. Sentinel energy levels rising, re-establishing power to core and supplementary systems. The ice bomb modification to your equipment launcher has been completed. Once fired, the bomb will douse nearby enemies in freezing gases. You'll have to manually toggle the launcher to fire either ice bombs or frag grenades. cannot pinpoint his exact location at this time.
Welcome, Slayer. Is my time at an end? Let's see if you're strong enough to survive this cursed city.
The Slayer has arrived. All mortally challenged personnel, please be advised.
The beast draws near to me, my brothers and sisters, but he is weak. Your hate must match his will. Only then will you be truly saved.
남벽할